Hello. Welcome to our next chapter, that is your advanced tax and interest. So this chapter revolves around you will be filing the return. You will be filing your return in the next assessment year, that is in the after the previous year. But the income tax department wants that since you are earning income in this previous year, they want that you pay the tax also in this year. At least some portion you keep paying it in installment purpose. So they want you to estimate your tax liability, that what will be your tax liability at the end of the year, and you have to pay a portion of it in installments. So they want you to pay 15% of your tax liability by 15th June. Then they want you to pay 45% of your total tax liability. Okay, so this includes this 15%. So they want you to pay 45% up to 15th September, then 75% up to 15th December, and 100% of your tax liability up to 15th March of the previous year. Okay, so that is 15 June, 15 September, 15 December, and 15 March. They want you to pay 15%, 45%, 75%, and 100% of your advance tax. Okay. Now, this is tax paid in the previous year itself, like we've discussed. Required to pay advance tax if tax liability is greater than or equal to 10,000. Exception: any resident senior citizen with no PGBP income. If there is a resident senior citizen who does not have any income from business or profession, then he is not required to file advance tax. Even he is not required to pay advance tax, even if his tax exceeds rupees 10,000. Okay, so that is an exception. Now, your due date for SSCs who are paying tax under 44AD and 44ADA. So these sections are your presumptive taxation. So if any SSC is paying tax under presumptive taxation, his due date will be 15th March. Okay, so for them it is only one installment. That is all of these installments they do not have to pay. They directly have to pay 100% on 15th March of the previous year. So this was your main points. Now coming to your interest part. So under interest there are three sections, that is 234A, 234B, and 234C. Okay, so all of these sections are applied in case of different situations. So 234A, your 234A is applied when interest on delay in return filing. That is, if you have not filed the return, if you have filed the return late, in such a case, they will levy you some interest rate. So what you have to remember is interest rate is 1% for all of them. Now your amount will be taxed as per your return of income. Whatever income you have shown in your return, we will calculate tax on that, and on that portion we will be calculating 1% per month. Okay. From next day after return of income due date, that is when you have to file your return, that the due date, from the due date till the date of actual filing. Now this that is section 234A. So 234A is due to late filing of return. Clear? 234A, that is from when you have to file the return, that is the due date till the date you actually file the return. Now next is section 234B. 234B is interest on non or short payment of advance tax. Now when you have not paid the advance tax, or you have, for example, they needed you to pay 75% of the advance tax and you paid only 70%. So now we will be charging interest on the 5% shortfall. Okay, so any interest on non or short payment of advance tax. So amount will be the advance tax that you have short paid. Of course, rate is again 1% from 1st April of the assessment year till the date of actual payment. So even though our last deadline was up to 15 March, you can pay it till 1st April. So 1st April of assessment year till the date of actual payment. Then next is your section 234C. So 234A was due to late filing of return. 234B was due to short payment of advance tax, and 234C is interest for deferment of advance tax installment. So 234C is deferment. That is when you had not paid it in some installment and then you paid it in some other installment. You paid the amount. So this will be the deferred amount, which will be rounded off to nearest 100. For example, if you have 1270, now this 1270 will be rounded off to 1300. Okay. Again 1%. So period will be 3 for all installments. That is installment 1, 2, and 3. It will be 3 months, and it will be 1 month for last installment, because this will be rounded off. Okay, so therefore it is a clear cut period of 3 for first 3 installments and 1 for the last installment. Now what you have to remember is section 234B and 234C. 234B will not be applicable if SSC paid. So 234B is your short payment of advance tax. So 234B will not be applicable if SSC has paid 90% or more advance tax payable. That is, if the SSC has paid 90% of the advance tax that he had to pay out at the end of the year finally, then 234B will not be applicable. We will not be charging interest, because the government said that boss 10% margin I can assume ki while you were checking how much you might earn versus what you actually earn, 10% is okay. Therefore, I will not charge you any interest. And 234C says no interest if advance tax paid up to 12%. So what they are saying, that this 15%, 45%, 75% that we have shown you, we have told you, if instead of 15% you have paid 12% and in the first installment, or you have paid 36% in the second installment, that is instead of 45%, even if you have paid 36% of your advance tax, even in such a case, section 234C interest we will not be applying, provided instead of 15% you have paid at least 12%, and instead of 45% you have paid at least 36% of your tax liability, of your advance tax liability. So we will not be charging you interest for deferment of advance tax installment. Now, other interests are section 244A, that is interest on refund. Interest on refund will be paid at the rate 0.5%. So any refund out of self-assessment tax, your period that you will be getting from. So for example, if you paid the government some extra money and after filing return you notice that boss I paid something extra. So the income tax department will pay you at the rate of 0.5% per month. Now your period will be later of date of filing of return or payment of taxes, whichever is later. Okay, so your period will start from that day and it will end on date of granting refund. That is the date when you have actually received the money. That is the period that it will be calculated till. Okay, so this was your refund. Now next is your refund out of TDS, TCS or advanced tax. So any amount that you paid out of self-assessment tax is your first part. Second is any TDS, TCS or advanced tax. Now this, if the return was filed up to due date under section 139(1), that is the due date that has been specified, then the period will start from 1st April of the assessment year and will go until the date you have received the payment. However, if the return was filed after the due date, the period will start from the date of filing of return till the date of granting refund. Okay, so I hope this section is clear. 244A 244 is 0.5%. If it is self-assessment tax, then later of date of filing of return or payment of taxes. And if it is refund out of TDS, TCS or advance tax, we will check whether return was filed on time or not. If the return was filed on time under section 139(1), it will be 1st April of assessment year. If the return was filed after the due date, then it will be date of filing of return. That is the date when you have actually filed. Okay, now your last is your section 234H series, that is 234H talks about fees for default in linking Aadhaar with PAN. If you have not linked your Aadhaar card with PAN, if link has been done between 1/4/22 to 36/22, then it will be 500. If you have done after 1st July 2022, this will become 1000. Okay, so this is your amendment. Now, section 234F. 234F talks about default in furnishing ROI, that is your return of income. If there is any default, if you have not furnished, if you have furnished it up to 31st December of the assessment year, that is after the ROI date, but before 31st December of the assessment year, your payment will be 5,000 and it will maximum be 1,000 if your NTI is up to rupees 5 lakhs. Okay, so it is usually 5,000. However, if your NTI is only up to 5 lakhs, that is 5 lakhs or less, then it will be limited to, your penalty will be limited to rupees 1,000. And last is your section 234E. 234E talks about default in furnishing TDS or TCS statement. So if you have not furnished the TDS or TCS statement, your penalty will be 200 rupees per day, which is quarterly filing. And with this, we are done with the chapter, and I'll see you in the next one, that is deduction under chapter 6A.